does it still look like that? I just edited the camera so that it wasn't bright as heck. Maybe now it'll be okay. As you may see by the baby Yoda in my hands. And yes, I know his name is Grogu. Allegedly. I will be 3D printing. Well, not 3D printing, but rhinestoning this little guy. I'm having like 2 surgeries in the next week probably. I might be having a small one tomorrow. And then I don't know when the other one's gonna happen. The more major of the surgeries was technically gonna be possibly tomorrow, or at least the treatment. But that had to get moved back because they still haven't done the imaging. And they have to have the imaging first. I was trying to get these support pieces off of his ears. This hurts. This to upload. It's so close. There we go. I got a new phone.
That was rude. That was pretty fucking rude. That was rude. That was pretty fucking rude. That was rude. That was pretty fucking
kidding. On my literal 300 days sober, and I didn't make a video. I have to make a TikTok tomorrow.
It's the shoe rack.
Today is the last day.
Where did I put on my last live? I don't even remember. Oh, it was Miku. God, I can't even type. It is better on this side because of where there's a rhinestone on my other hand. Okay. I have a ton of different green beads. Like literal thousands of different greens. So let me find the white ones. I need some of the little itty bitties that come in the ones like that. Where are they? Let's see. I need a bigger shelf. I don't have enough room for all the things. There we go. We have an R2D2 on the floor over here. Because they were with all the Shrek stuff. There we go. Alright, now I have all the greens. The balancing on the camera makes me look scary. Got R2D2 that I gotta paint later. We've almost got all of these off of them. I feel like that guy on there's a guy on well, I always find him on like Facebook Reels for some reason, and his page is called Friendliest Catch, and he catches like he catches crabs that have barnacles on them and clips the barnacles off of them. I always feel like that guy when I am removing tree supports from these. Man, I might need to wrap my hand up. This is kind of bad today. Because, like, he uses almost the same technique for grabbing the barnacles off. This might be better for these. Yeah, that was satisfying. I don't know. I always feel like him when I'm doing this. The way he always, like, peels the barnacles off with the pliers. Why did that feel wiggly? These are just at such a weird angle. They came off on the other side easily. This is gonna be a little Grogu figure, but I am rhinestoning it. But right now, I'm trying to clip these tree supports off of the ears. Thankfully, because I'm rhinestoning it, I don't have to, like, sand it perfectly. Man, I'm really gonna probably have to put something on my hand. This is bad. It really hurts. These are being more difficult than usual. There we go. I feel like the guy that clips the barnacles off of crabs. There we go. Part of me wants to paint him a little bit because, like, this isn't quite the right color green, obviously. But, I don't know. Because the stones I have aren't the right color green either. What do y'all think? Do we keep him lime green? Or should I make him that pale green? Because most of these that I have are see-through. So they'll still come up kind of like, kind of bright, honestly, but I don't know if I have, let's see, I have greens. There's some deeper greens, but what he needs to be is like a pale green. You almost need to mix like, you almost need to mix like a light green with like a peach tone. Like this maybe. Let's see. What do we think? Should we paint him more accurate color? Or should we leave him lime green? Would you buy a lime green Grogu? Or would you rather him be accurate? This almost needs to be a little more pink. So many pink colors. Wait, don't I put down got a pink in here with it? I don't see a regular pink paint. No, this is weird. Oh, I got the bull. I just cosplay Jinx. Don't tell me I'm not pink. Let's see. Should we paint him or not? What do we think? What do we think? Do we keep him? Do we keep him lime green? Or do we paint him a little more accurate? I feel like that's going to be an interesting color to try to match. fun fact about me is that I have worked matching paint colors as a job before. So we'll see. See if I can get this camera just a little closer to the right color. Yeah, that looks better. So the inside, yes, I 3D printed this. So it looks like the inside of his ears are like a pinkish tan. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this magenta in with the pink. With the, what's the name of this color? I can't think right now. But yeah, I 3D printed this. His body's printing right now. But I'm gonna just start on the ears. Yay, look at that. Accurate color. I'm contemplating if we should paint all of it and go for accuracy in color, even though the rhinestones aren't the accurate color, because that's what I do, I rhinestone things. Or if I should leave the rest of them like lime green. Too much magenta there. What do we think? Should we tone it down? Should we make him accurate colored all the way, or should we keep him lime green? The main drawback is if I paint all of it, I have to wait for it all to dry. The gems that I have are translucent, but they are still more lime green. Keep him this color green. I was gonna use some really big beady black pins for his eyes. Pins, beads, gems, whatever. But I did want to at least paint the inside of his ears. You should keep him lime green though. Any other opinions? He's gonna be super sparkly anyways. So like, we're not really going for super accuracy here anyways. You know, but what do we think? Keep him green, keep him green. I've got a flash goal. Can I get it? I've never hit it. Every time they give me this flash goal, I don't get it. Oh, this one's 8 roses. Last time it was only 3 roses. This is 8 roses. Oh my goodness. Gonna clean up these edges just a little bit with my fingers. Let me grab these black gems. I literally just had my hands on them. And then here. Well, these aren't black ones, so the black one's gotta be up here somewhere. I just used them recently. These are little. So this is what happens when you don't have proper desk space. And you craft way too much. Okay, those are still shiny. I want just the plain. There's gold. Come on. They're probably in my makeup box because no, they're right here. There we go. Wow, they're like, hey, flash goal, get some roses, and then all my viewers go away. It is what it is. I'm gonna use a paint marker though on his eyes. For the most part, I actually don't think I have rhinestones this big, unless if I use like a very low quality. So then I either use like the very low quality one that I pretty much just paint black, or I fill his eyes up with multiple ones. I'd rather use, I personally would rather use several. I'd rather use a big one. Just clean his eyes up a little. On the edges, fill that in. I have really been loving Posca markers lately. I've never used them until recently when I started my, me and my siblings, Jinx and Isha. And they're amazing. I love them. Because they're just paint markers. They're very good paint markers. Got a little bit too much eyeliner. Cause okay, let's see. I have. That's not big enough. Let's see. Do I have the right things up here? The catch is that I also have cats. And sometimes they knock things over as well. So between my lack of space and their lack of care, things don't always stay put very long.
Commander Rick, you're in violation of orders. I accuse you of treason against the Republic. You will be dealt with.
The thing is, like, I can use this size, but this is almost like, this feels too big and too flat.
Garrison mode is activated.
Like, but then the next size is still pretty small. Like, let's see. Not these, but where'd they go? Come on. I just saw them. Come on. What? This is. Like, that size feels too big, but this size feels too small. Because I don't want to fill it in with, like, a lot of them, you know? Because it's either use, like, a big one or a lot of little ones. Because if it doesn't look like a pupil, it just looks weird. Because his eyes just look like one big ol'... I don't know, they're like... They're kind of brown with a black center. So it might work doing the small one in the center and then some other ones around it. They look like a big brown pupil, but when I'm looking at some of these closer up ones, like he kind of has brown eyes on the outside. So like, doing like an eye like this. And then surrounding it, I think, should be okay. Huh? What do you think? This size for the eye instead of this size. Which one? Which one do we think? Big eye or smaller eye, and then surround the smaller one. Big eye or smaller eye? Do you think he looks better with the big one or the small one? I'm not too sure. The big one is huge. I will say, it covers up almost the whole eye. I think I want to go with the smaller one. I'm going to have to plug in my hot glue gun. Guys, I gotta fill it in a little bit. I don't need it. Use a hot glue gun to kind of like fill in a little bit. Normally I hate using hot glue and I completely avoid it in these situations, but I gotta fill in this kind of like gap of space around it, so. Don't know why I'm doing it this way. Probably because I'm not strong enough to open this. This is really, really jammed. Come on. There we go. Alright. Let's fill in this little eye slot. Ooh, how did that happen? It's like bent. This is like bent sideways. You ever get so good with hot glue that it almost looks like resin? Like smoothing it out. I don't know why I'm putting this much effort into it. Like, I'm about to literally cover these up. I think I'm still gonna put glue, like other glue. Oop, too late. Did I drop that in paint? Dang it, I dropped it in paint. Now I dropped it, period. these on. Because I wanted to be able to press them into the glue while it was still hot, but I think it will be okay. So he's got a little crust around his eyes. I don't know why I'm trying to smooth this out like I am covering it up with stones. Still looks kind of silly. Like, but let's see what I can do for him. I might use some clear ones for the inside of the eye, since this looks a little brown almost. I don't know. No, I'll just use my 80/80 black ones for this. Let's begin. Maybe. Hopefully. Thanks for sharing the live. I have like a love-hate relationship with these itty-bitty stones. Because, like, on one hand, I'm like, oh my god, the detail's amazing. And then on the other hand, I'm like, I could finish so much more if I could stay away from these teeny tiny little demons. Forgive me if I miss a message. Just say it again. Sometimes I miss a chat or two here. When I'm doing detail work. I heard a cop on Rush. Ah. Whoop, I lost one. No, I didn't. Alright, I've got the bottom liner done. Now I just have to do the top and then fill it in. Oh, lost that one. I'm gonna make the chat bigger so I can see. I'm so jealous of everyone that got to go to the Star Wars celebration in Japan. Let's grab some more little ones. Like, once the eyes are done, I feel like everything else is way easy. Dang it, I keep dropping them. Yeah, plug my lamp back in. I could figure out which plug it was. Thanks for the follow. There we go. Still dropped it. It's funny. It like fell, but like into his ear. Come on. Come on. Ah. I don't like working with this clear glue because I never know if it's still active or not. Like I usually use this glue that goes on white and dries clear so that I know when I need to reapply more. Because it kind of feels sometimes like some of these aren't sticking like they should. And I get worried. But looks a little better. And I think I'm just going to fill in the corners a little bit. Can. Ooh, come on. There we go. I kind of want to keep this little brownish ring around the eyes. Yeah, definitely still active because I accidentally touched the glue and now it's everywhere. Please don't do this to me. It looked so good. Okay. Alright, gonna ruin the whole damn eye. Now it just all looks crappy there. Because like when that glue gets touched, it just like starts moving. I don't know if I can fix it. Let's see. Maybe. Me and my grandma the other night, we were like, should we watch The Last of Us or should we finish Mandalorian? And then I realized that we were between watching 2 Pedro Pascal shows. I was like, oh, hold up, wait. Which show do you want to watch? The one about the guy taking the kid across country? Dude, when Timothy Oliphant showed up as like a cop, pretty much, in Tatooine, I lost my mind because the other show that we've been watching is Justified, in which he's the marshal. And I just thought it was so funny that they had him just play himself in Boba Fett armor. Come on. Flip. Keep thinking I definitely grabbed enough of these, and then I end up needing another one. No. couple more. Just to make sure. I think I literally just need 4 more. And here. To cover the eyes. Alrighty, there he is. Ooh. Should I give him 2 little dots on the inside of his nose? Might be too big. No, I think they're fine. Oh, that's new. Hello. Put these. Whoops, I closed it. Brr. Take it. There we go. Oh, word. What kind of homework? Coat on his little ears. Alright. Now we're gonna start to rhinestone him for real. See, my problem that I always have is that I try to use all these little itty bitty stones. And what I really need to do is start with the big stones, use the little stones only when I have to. I'm gonna move this camera. Just be gone, bot. I would kick it, but it actually gives me the view bots telling me to pay them for more view bots technically gives me more views. So, if anyone was wondering, that's what about 500 gems look like. Alright, put this back over there with the pants. And we shall start. I'm like, feel like I already know I'm gonna have to use some of these smaller gems. But we will see. Whoop, that's way too much blue. See, the thing is, I really have to get myself in the habit of using the big gems first, then taking out the little gems. Because the problem I have is I'm like, oh, well, I know I'm going to need the little gems over here by the end of the year. But I don't always, and then I get the little gems out, and then I'm stuck, and I just use a ton of little itty bitty gems, and then I add an hour onto my workload. So, will we learn? Probably not. Woof. Let's see how far down I can get these before they start to be too small. Yeah, you see, I already need the small ones. Just on, it's like literally just on the edges though. These are like curves. I made it 6 stones in before I took the little ones out. And these will work up until about right there. These vocal chops kill me. I'm dying for my brothers. Some emo club. Some like emo clone DJ. For the Republic. Woof, yeah. Yeah. Definitely. It's like, yeah, sure, economy good, but overall the environmental impact is bad. Like, what's the point in the boost of economy if no one's going to be able to live there anymore? Alright, and then we get the little ones. Freaking emo night. Alright, I get the edges of this ear almost done. Come on. Boop. Come on, little guy. Come on. Gotta wipe this. That's always really complicated. Just building in general anywhere, but God, when you gotta get all that involved, yeah, I can imagine. I feel like I'm giving Grogu earrings right now. Like, look at her. I know Grogu's not a girl. Probably, I guess. I don't know. I haven't finished Mandalorian. I say her because it's giving. Yeah. See, I'm someone who's usually like very like I like watching shows with people, so like me and my grandparents started Mandalorian together. But honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna have to finish it myself. Because I don't want to wait for them, and it's like impossible to watch anything with my grandpa anymore. Because all he does is watch politics, TV, and then gets offended when we want to watch other stuff. So, like, and I just want to finish it. Like, I'm trying to get through Star Wars, like, timeline wise. I really want to finish it. See, I didn't pull an all-nighter the other night on a shoot, and I regret it. Because then I ended up sending it in late. And it ultimately wasn't accepted, which I don't think was a time problem, but... Still, I feel like it might have been accepted if I stayed up and finished it before going to sleep, because I had a bunch of things go wrong, just like schedule wise, and I had to rush. But it really depends on the due date, usually. For me, at least. If I'm gonna stay up all night or not. Also, like, if the quality of what I'm writing is gonna get worse. Yeah. Like, if the quality of what I'm writing is gonna get worse, if I stay up late, I just go to bed. Because, like, no amount of being early is gonna be worth it if it, like, comes out like garbage. In my opinion. That's how I try to look at it. Yeah. I figured that's what you meant. Like, my grandma will catch up later. That and, like, it's not like she cares that much about it, so... I made her watch the end of Clone Wars, though. She's watched some of it with me here and there, and I was like, no, you don't understand. This is, like, some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen. I'm like, I need you to at least see the ending. I was gonna go watch Revenge of the Sith with my dad in theaters sometime this week. Actually, I wanted to go today. But too much stuff was going on. I told my dad it was the 20th anniversary. He's like, I did not take you to go see that when you were 8. Whew, I am on weeks without my medicine. It sucks. Probably close to a month, actually. And it's like not just my like mental, but my like pain and other stuff. It sucks. Everything sucks a lot. I didn't. I haven't watched Andor yet. I need to go back and watch it. It just kind of hasn't grabbed me yet. I mean, like, I enjoyed Rogue One, but everyone says Andor's amazing, and I really need to just sit down and watch it. My friends told me with how I'm watching it right now that I should if I want to right now, finish season 2 Amando, and then go back and watch Andor, and then Ahsoka. But like, I really just want to watch Ahsoka, like, as soon as possible. I can't wait for this show. I can't wait for the show with Cad Bane and Ventress that's coming out. I'm so excited for that one too. Revenge of the Sith is one of my favorite things. Just like, period, ever. I love the prequels. I will accept no criticism. They are my favorite. They mean a lot to me. Growing up and everything. Though, I cannot wait to watch it after watching Clone Wars and like knowing everything that happened during Clone Wars. I feel like I'm gonna cry so much harder. I feel like it's gonna hit a lot harder. Like, knowing everything Anakin did in the war, and then still knowing yeah, like, I feel like watching them again, knowing everything Anakin went through, and like even just watching it recently, like I watched it right after I started Clone Wars, and just knowing that Anakin had a Padawan period added so much more like frustration to them not giving him like master status. I was like, well, yeah, duh. Like, I'd be pissed too. Like, why did I just fight a whole war for you guys? The fuck? Man, I'm gonna get kicked off of TikTok. I'm cursing. Let me try to get around this guy's eyes. Do this little hard part. I like how the Clone Wars writers had to like write in freaking circles around Anakin not meeting Grievous. Just because of the you're much shorter than I imagined. Also, like, does Andor really add anything more to like lore wise, or is he just a good character? Because like I know it's so good. Everyone says it's amazing, but I just can't imagine them adding that much extra lore. To like what happened before the Death Star, you know? But who knows? They're really good at filling in the blanks. Because it's like, am I really missing anything story-wise besides literally Andor before Rogue One? I would not save it for a depressive episode. It will make you worse. it's also pretty damn long. So you got a lot of time. But like those last few seasons are amazing. I also really, really, really love the Obi-Wan series a lot. But yeah, like I don't know. I always had that opinion of Anakin being like, like of course he went freaking off the walls. Like he did so much. He was a literal war general. And like even before watching Clone Wars, I was just like, why not promote him to master? Like it just didn't make sense. Like I understand you're worried about his hunger for power or whatever, but like denying it, like denying him well earned and deserved status, I just did not feel like the right way to do that. I guess, but like I really love the Obi-Wan series. I didn't find that it was very kid-like in my, but like that's also me just being like a sibling though. Anything like that, like the paternal sibling in me is like, we must protect this kid. I thought it was very, very good, and I loved the little girl that played Leia. She got her attitude down, like, so good. I love that kid. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I've heard very similar from other people that like Andor's very grown up for like Star Wars. And that's why a lot of people like it. It's not like babyfied. I just love any chance for more Anakin content. That's my babe. That's my boy. It's my man. Which is also why I'm trying to get to Ahsoka. Is Hayden single? Do I have a shot? Like, to this day, he is still so cute. Like, man. Yeah. I figured that's, like, I'm kind of just trying to get the lore. So yeah, that's also probably why most people are like, yeah, you don't have to watch Andor yet. I might save it for later. just cause I know I am gonna eventually run out of like storyline, so to speak, and those extras are gonna be good. I don't know. I'm really liking Bad Batch right now. I love them. I would do anything for that entire squad. Bad Batch, so good. The Bad Batch is definitely one you need to watch Clone Wars first, because it like directly ties to that. Whoops. Kaden is just so cute. Like, even like me as a child, I was in love with like the kid Anakin. I almost hated Padme for a while. I was like, that's not fair. When I was like a kid. Rewatching those movies, I'm like, damn, they had that kid flirting with her, like. I knew this part of the face would be difficult to rhinestone. Because there's like all his little scrunched up bits of his face. I might actually be able to use a bigger stone here. Might even have to use a different type of glue. This is one of my favorite. I think it's like the funniest little lo-fi remix. The fucking. I think it's so funny. I gotta take these little stand reminders off of my phone. Like, bro, I am disabled. It is not time to stand. I said my phone. I meant the watch. I got an Apple Watch today because I'm about to get surgery and not be able to use my hand. And I already can't use my hands very well. Like, it's hard for me to hold my phone. If I didn't say what? Wait, what did I say? The song, you mean? Lo-fi Cantina. The irony of using ChatGPT to write about environmental effects of things is not lost on me. But also, I mean, do what you gotta do. I wish there were more like ethical ways of using things like ChatGPT. They just aren't yet. Right. Exactly. I had a thing. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. There's some of the clear ones. Yeah. Yeah, I really wish we could advance in nuclear technology. It's just I think like it's how many safety guards have to be put in place, I guess, or again, fear. From my understanding, it's still the better thing to do, but I think, you know, the incidents we've had with nuclear stuff has everyone very, very apprehensive. And I'm not an expert on it, I'm really just kind of like on the outskirts of that knowledge.
Never you, Tina. Come out and kill me.
That might be the Mandalorian way, but it's not my way. Not anymore.
Something, something, something Fallout. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Love that. I would love someday to go visit some of the like Star Wars locations. Oops. Nope. Nope. Okay. All right. Come on, get off. I really want to go to the Disney parks so bad. I want to go spend like a week. That way I can go to all the rides. I really want to go to Galaxy's Edge so bad. My grandpa leaves for Orlando tomorrow, and I totally could have gone with him, but I had doctor's appointments and stuff going on. And then my doctor's appointments got rescheduled, and then I, like an idiot, went and rescheduled other things in place of the doctor's appointments. Because I forgot he was going to Orlando. But even if I would have gone to Orlando, it's not like I have, like, the money or the time to go spend time at Disney. He also hates Disney. So. Look at him. Gonna have to probably use the B7000 on all these little crease areas.
Commander Rex, you're in violation of Order 66. I accuse you of treason against the Republic. You will be dealt with, and we will deploy the garrison. Garrison bonus activated.
Yeah, I know a lot of my friends are like, no, seriously, it's so good. Very worth the visit. One of my friends was like, damn it, I keep doing that. I keep spilling these little towers. At least this one didn't go all over the floor. It did go all over my keyboard. I have lightsabers. Like, I'm not spending money on Disney lightsabers, honestly. I've got a lightsaber dealer locally. I am trying to get enough money, like, this week to, I want to get a set of Ahsoka's lightsabers at the Star Wars Festival I'm going to be at. Which is going to run me like $200 to $300-ish. We have a cute little Star Wars festival this coming weekend. I'm really excited about. Thankfully, I got a good bit of work in this last week, so I'll have an okay paycheck, but I say that as in, like, it's still gonna be, like, under $300. It's not gonna be, like, a massive payout, and I had to kind of tentatively call out of work next weekend if I end up having surgery. I don't know. Both sides of this guy's face aren't symmetrical. It's kind of driving me nuts a little. Like, because I usually kind of make a sort of like pattern when I rhinestone, but since it's not symmetrical, I can't really do that. Trying to get into all these little creases. Do all the hard parts now with all the wrinkles and crap. No, I'm talking about for work. I'm saying like I worked a good bit, like at my like legitimate job. See, I love doing details on these, but I need to find ways to not do so many details, because that's what like makes these take forever, and then makes me want to charge a ton, and then they don't sell. But I don't know, Star Wars people do have money usually, because I have a little Star Wars festival this weekend that I'll be at. I saw that. Usually this week I Uber a ton because it's Jazz Fest, and then I make enough money to get me through the summer. But my tax guy fucked up, and I don't have a driver's license right now. Consequently, because so I can't drive for Uber because a bunch of shit got fucked up. These tiny clear stones are a trap, but God, they make everything look so good. Dude, I would get kicked out of my house if I did that. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything in that realm. I also can't walk very long distances or physically knock on doors. That's an incredibly unsafe thing to do out here, unfortunately. Especially in the political climate we're in. As a, queer AFAB. Though it is important work. Kind of finish his face. I told myself I would stop after I finish his details, but he looks weird. And I can do the rest of this with the big ones. Hopefully. Where'd my... Also, I don't even think there's a local Democratic office here. It's probably a hidden base. This is deep South Louisiana. It's a little different. Speed run. Yeah. That's just definitely not my, like, best area of work. I'm not super good at any of that kind of stuff. Despite technically working in marketing. I don't do very good with phone call type stuff. There's a lot of things I can't do nowadays too. But I will say my job I've had for a couple years now is I work in the box office at a venue, and it is incredibly accommodating in a whole lot of different ways. And it's probably the most customer service I can handle. I've been there longer than some of our GMs. Which is technically saying a lot, but our GMs just get replaced a lot. And they're almost 3 years now, though. And I've worked in other departments, but now I pretty much stay in box office. Because it's just the most physically accommodating. And then, like, half of box office has been disabled. So they get it. It's not bad. It's not that bad. It's fine. It helps the chat anyways. Helps the stream, I mean. Don't ever tell me DI. God, I feel like my friend is gonna freak out when she sees this. I have like one friend that I know is like a big Mandalorian Grogu fangirl. I know for her birthday a few years ago, we put like eyelashes on one. We gave her fake lashes. It's not movies, it's a concert venue. I think they've gotten rid of the theater, the movie theater box office people for the most part, unfortunately. Most theaters are just kiosks and like maybe one or two people. But I work for a House of Blues. Which is always very fun. But I work in the office, so I don't get to see all the shows anymore. When I worked concessions, or when I was able to do like ticket scanning more often, it was nice because I still had to like hear the shows, hear and see the shows for the most part. But now I just work in the office, which is fine. The shows I really want to see, I go to. Anyways, Except like one time I was working in the office for the Cowboy Bebop Orchestra, and that broke my heart. I got to catch the ending of it, but I was so mad when I came into work and realized what I was working for. I was like, "Can I leave?" Shh. Yeah, it's kind of like my hidden little genre is that I'm actually like very in the music scene. Music's music I would say is my actual hobby outside of like things that I actually do for money. I like genuinely enjoy music. Making music, going to see bands, all that. That's been kind of like my leisure hobby thing. It's like the one thing that I don't monetize, so to speak. And that I like spend my money on. Like for fun. Love going to concerts. I love seeing live music. I will go out of my way for that shit. It keeps me alive, you know. I've spent a lot of time and money invested on live music, and it just all has been so worth it. Every bit of it has been so worth it. I've seen so many concerts in the last like year or so. The last couple of years. The most recent one I saw was Tyler the Creator in Houston. Well, I saw Max Sabbath this week. But that was like a work comp thing. I really want to go see ICP next week. I need like $50. I need like $100. Okay, finish his little face. Look at his little face. He's so cute. Part of me wants to rhinestone the inside of his ears, and another part of me is like, nah. Maybe I should do his forehead. What time? No, I should go to bed. I'm gonna do his little forehead. Only because it'll make it look better in photos. And I want to take a picture of him, and I don't want him to look all dumb. Ooh, this one's coming up. Man, like, to describe how bad some of this pain and, like, loss of use of my hands is, squeezing this little bottle of glue hurts. Yeah, you almost got it. today how to reprogram NFC tags. I know this has nothing to do with like anything. I just thought it was cool to share. I learned how to reprogram the little tags today. And then I 3D printed a keychain. That has like a Venmo icon on it. Yeah, this is beyond chronic pain too, because I mean, like, I've got like a cyst now that is like actively blocking the usage of parts of my hand. So it just sucks. All it cuts. Oh, they're the little like tap tags. It's like the same technology that like tap to pay uses, or if someone has one of those business card things where you tap it and it pulls it up on your phone. It's those. Or also the same things that amiibos are made from.
Show me the one whose safety deems such destruction.
They're literally so easy. I have a friend who has a NFC chip like implanted into her hand, and she reprograms it like all the time, because it used to be like an accessibility thing, I think. Like, I knew this would summon you. Sorry, I wasn't looking here. I 3D printed him. His body's almost done printing. I was saying earlier, I was like, I have a friend that's gonna go nuts over this. It was you. You're that friend. You might not even be here anymore, but I did. I 3D printed him. But yeah, she's got it in her hand, and I know she said at one point it literally like you tap her hand with it, and it rickrolls someone, and I'm just like, that is so funny and so evil and so amazing, like all at the same time. It used to be programmed to unlock her door, like open her door or something for her. Yeah, she's like got them like in her hands. It's kind of cool. For real this time, I am done after this. I want to fill this little gap in before all of this like dries a lot. It's gonna be difficult if I don't. Oop. Oop, oop, oop. Beep, 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 beep. No, you do not need to be right there. Okay. Glad that I'm doing this now because, yeah, this would have been a nightmare to do once it dried.
I'm ready. I found out that John Williams was still doing concerts, and the tickets to see him were like literally thousands. Which, like, good for him, but like, god damn, thousands. And that's just like wild because, like, he doesn't play the music, he's conducting. still, I'd love to see him in concert, I suppose, would be still the right term. I just could not believe how expensive it was. Like, well, yes, the guy who wrote Star Wars music, yes. Star Wars music made me think of the guy who writes Star Wars music. I think that's a very logical connection. I was like looking at tickets earlier this year because I found out that he still played or conducted, I don't know. And he had some shows around my birthday this year. But yeah, there's like no way in hell I was gonna afford that. Plus they were only in like California. So there's like a little documentary movie that they put out recently about him that was really, really good. He just writes so much beautiful, incredible music. Like when I was growing up, I wanted to be a composer for like movies and video games and stuff. Like that was what I was like working towards my whole like school career. I always loved his music so much. Like there's no one that can do it like him. I don't know. There ain't no way John Williams is playing at a House of Blues. Ever. The most we'll get over there is something like a Star Wars rave. I saw one recently and it was named Mosh Isley. I thought was very funny. Poco. I feel like Toby Fox though is in a whole different realm and genre of like possibility. He'd play the singer, if anything. I saw the Zelda Orchestra at the singer. Okay. I must retire. I've covered all of the babe's head. Word. Well, there he is. I'm gonna go downstairs, grab a snack, and check on the rest of his body. The child. Thank you. I'm gonna go check on the rest of his body. Have my little midnight dinner. And come back to this later. Sorry for leaving the second you get here. I'm gonna go check on the rest of the child. And go to bed. Good night.